Okay, so tonight's charting session, basically, I just wanted to share with you guys. I did a basically like a sample test, and I want you guys to do this for yourself as well. On Friday, like half an hour right before the bell of close of the market, I wrote down all of these ticker symbols based on the 10 and 20 simple moving average indicator, like what we've been talking about. If it's above the 10 and 20 indicators on a 1 hour and a daily, I take that directional trade. If it's below the 10 and 20, I take that directional trade. So if it's above, it's a call or long. If it's below, it's a put or short um, for the trade. And this is the result. So if you think about it, if we allocated, let's say, $1,000, okay, $1,000 for each one of these trades. Actually, let's make it realistic. Let's say $100. That's more realistic, right? We can do it with a small account. So $100 just in hypothetical dollar amount. If you allocated $100 to each one, and if you look at all the ones with the X's, that's how much money you lost, right? $66, $15, 5, blah 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 blah. But if you look at the ones with the green check, look at the percentage gain, right? 27, 16%, 544%. Basically, your $100 turned into $544. On Netflix, your $100 turned into $1,862. Okay, 135, 26, 125, 263, 175. But my point is the 10 and 20 indicator works very, very, very well. Okay, and I know we're still trying to break the habit of trying to just follow the indicators because we used to scalp or we still do scalp, and it's conflicting with our 10 and 20 indicators. Based on this test result, it proves itself that if we just follow the 10 and 20 indicators based on its directional trend, we're likely to we're this is like 80% win rate, right? Based on the return on your money. Okay? It's actually more than 80%. So if we just train ourselves to just follow and respect that, we're overall we're gonna be profitable at the end of the year. Okay? And again, this is just I did this mini trade just so I have enough sample size to see what the result looks like. This is just literally setting and forget it. Like remember, we have a sci-fi strategy on the scalping, right, John? So we have a sci-fi
It's
strategy.
my favorite, man.
What's that?
It's my favorite. That sci-fi strategy is my favorite. Like I get the play. I
Hmm.
feel like I understand it, but the ones we've been playing or the one you taught me hasn't been happening lately.
Okay. Um, I don't know. Were you guys following along and watching your watching the my posts? I wanted you
With
guys to follow along with my post there. Screen number three. Yeah, that one. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So I'm talking about the sample trade alerts that I posted on Friday, right?
oh yes, yes.
So this is the result. And the reason I created this is because remember, we're trying to minimize the emotional factor of the trading, right? We're such a emotional being that we miss a lot of good trades because our emotions takes over. And that's another reason why I created the sci-fi strategy. And for those of you that are new, um, if you go under resources, look for the video that says sci-fi strategy. Okay, it's under the resources, and it's basically it's set it and forget it. That's what the sci-fi is. SIFI. And I created this option test to do exactly that, to do exactly the same, is to set it and forget it based on the 10 and 20 simple moving average, and the time frame is 1 hour and on the daily. If it's looking bullish, you take calls, and if it's looking bearish, then you take puts. And this is what the sample results are. And I want you guys to do this for yourselves. Again, it sounds like I'm a broken record, but if you just do your own test like this, so that way you can build that trust on your indicators. Okay, and this is the result. Do one for yourself. Do like 20 ideally, because you want big enough sample size. You don't want to do just three, right? You want to do at least 20 different ticker symbols. Let's just say tomorrow. Um, Pick 20 different stocks, you know, half an hour, 1 hour right before the market close, and start looking at the indicators and the patterns. And I want you to write it exactly the way I did it here. You know, ticker symbol, price target, what price is it at right now if you were to take that particular option trade, and then where's it going to end up, and how many days are you given? So if you're buying, let's say, a Friday contract expiring this coming Friday, and you're buying on a Wednesday, right, tomorrow, factor in like what how did that affect your contract premium by Friday, if you're closing it by Thursday, or if you're going to close it by Friday. Ideally, if you're buying on a Wednesday, you probably want to buy a next week Friday contract. And so you can say, hey, I'm going to close this trade by either Friday or Monday. Okay, if you want to buy some time. So test that out and factor that for yourself, so that way you can really start to trust the instrument that you're using. Because I feel like we're getting some confusion in our chat room about what indicators to use. Is it the EMA? Is it the SMA? Is it the Fibonacci? You know, is it the cloud? All that stuff. Use your indicators that you like the most, and do this test. Okay, so that'll be your homework for when you get a chance. But definitely do this as soon as possible. This will build trust in your indicators. All right, so back to the subject I wanted to talk about is the Chatterquant. How many of you know have checked out the Chatterquant tab? Any of you guys?
Yeah, I read it when it gives us alerts.
Okay. So, and that's another step that I wanna share with everybody is, let's spend some time, because this is a paid subscription, and I'm giving it for all the members here in the DTF family to utilize. And I feel like it's not being mentioned enough, or not getting credited enough to really put some weight into it, to whether, hey, these are valuable data that's being provided to us. So let's put it to the test today. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna backtrack um, from yesterday at about market open. Let's see. Or yesterday, actually, we're gonna do it from market close. Market close. So market close is gonna be, let's see, 11:42, 12. Because the idea is to, let's say, so the market closed yesterday, right? Right at the bell, and then all these feeds starts to come in, and then we want to know, okay, if if it's saying, okay, Tesla popped up 60% bullish, what does that mean to us, right? So then we want to go, yeah, I'm gonna switch screen here. Hang on real quick. Screen number one. Yep, number one. Okay. All right, you guys can see my screen. So let's go to here. Let's go maximize this. So let's take a look at Tesla. Just start there. Okay. So this is on a 1 hour. So yesterday, right here, market close right about this area. Doesn't have to be exact, but somewhere around this level. Okay, Tesla Inc. has some unusual discussion, 60% bullish, 40% bearish. Look at what happened to Tesla today. So, and I want you guys to somebody give me a favor and start tracking how many of these were on point or and how many of them were off. Okay, so Tesla, that looks like that was a win. So Chatterquant
I'll
won.
do it, TJ.
All right,
I
you
was
do it.
planning on going back from the very beginning and making an Excel spreadsheet of Chatterquant essentially and sharing it all with you guys. But yeah, I'll do it.
Perfect. So we'll just do this small samples for tonight because we won't have enough time. But if you want to dedicate some time, John, and you want to do that for ourselves and track all these, maybe even just go a week back and track all the what the sentiments is saying. If it's saying Tesla bullish 60%, like the following day, was it a win or was it a loss? If it says
Sounds
six,
good.
if it's 60% bullish, ideally that should be, a win, right?
Ideally, yeah.
So, all right, so far Tesla's a win. Okay, now we're gonna go with Mara. This is Mara 64% bearish. Okay, let's see what happened to Mara. Boom. It was still, let's see, 12:30, right before the close, right before this last slam. Mm, it was kind of stagnant, right? Let's see, this was yesterday at 12:30 p.m. 12:30 p.m. So yeah, so right about here, right about this level right here. Kind of stagnant, still looking bearish though, right? So I'd call that, it's not too far off, but at least same time it's only 64%, right? So let's find, okay, Lucid. Oh, look at that, Lucid. Lucid said 71% bullish. We all know what happened to Lucid today, right? Ooh, that's a win. That's a big win, right? So that was one. So right about this time frame right here. And then all day today, it ran up. So Chatterquant 2 win again. HD, let's see what happened to HD today. Ooh, HT shot up. So this was actually wrong. 40% bullish, 60% bearish. Is that right? HD Home Depot. Okay. So yesterday it was looking bearish. I mean, I could understand why because look at the pattern, right? Everything's below the all the indicators. Ignore the purple and let me see. Let me just get rid of this guy. What did I do? Remove. Yes. And then what was it? The green. These are the EMAs I was testing out to see what the difference are. Um, so HD, that was wrong, big time too. Okay, so ideally you could have been stopped out on that one. So body, let's see what happened to body. Bearish, 57% bullish. It's almost like a 50-50 shot, right? But at least you could have done your due diligence on this and figured out for yourself. But it looks like yesterday it was still a win, right? Because that was after hours. What time was that? 124. Right about this time frame. Yeah. Okay, Lucid again. So Lucid again popped up. We all know that was a win. So it's saying Twitter stock of the day. So we know right here, along with the first post, um, with I think it was like 71% bullish, and then being Twitter of the day talk, right? So it's kind of an added sentiment basically. And then clove. Let's take a look at what happened to clove. Kind of 50-50. So it closed right here, 58%, 58% bullish. So it started pushing up. As you can see, it actually kind of correlates, right? 58% is not it's not a high conviction. So far what I'm seeing is 60%, maybe even 70% plus of the sentiment would be a more reliable um, indication. So let's see GOEV 70%. Let's take a look at this. See if this one's off. Ooh, this one's on point. Okay, so you get starting to see the trend here, right? 60 plus percent of the sentiment is like it's pretty high confidence. I wouldn't say 100%, but it's high confidence. Same thing with clove. Is that clove again? Yeah, clove 58%. So even dropped down right here. So clove showed up again at 2:10 p.m. and it got adjusted. It got lowered down. So my whole point of doing this is to start paying attention to this data feed because you know, it's fairly accurate, and this is to help us increase our confidence. Look at SoFi, 53% bearish. Okay, look at that downside, right? It still went down. Let's take a look at Riot. Riot, money. It closed, right? And then it still kind of went sideways. Okay, look at that, 78%. It's got a high probability. Let's see what happened to BA. Bearish. Kind of went sideways. Okay, so we're not taking much of a loss, even if we did take that trade as a put. You're not losing much. SHIB, no trade there. We don't trade cryptos. AMC, look at this. AMC 71% bullish. We know what happened to AMC today. AMC ran up. Okay, AMC ran up. Look at that. So AMC 71%, and then almost done here, guys. So we'll stop at about 6. Ooh, look at this one. So BTC, we know what. Let's see what happened to BTC. 100% bullish. That's kind of weird. What is it? / BTC. Oh, he actually took a dive. So Chatterquant is not good with crypto. It's way off on its read. Okay, Walmart. WMT. 69% bullish. Nope, that one was off. It did pop up. The crazy part is the pre-market. You can see 69%. I mean, damn. What was this? It was good earnings, wasn't it? What happened
Yeah, it
there?
was earnings. It was earnings. I took that trade, like through like in the middle of the day when it started going down to I think 164 there, where you
Hmm.
have that line,
Yeah.
and it kept dumping below that. But I bought a month long contract out, and even with all that dip, I'm only down like I think $30 on it.
Oh wow. What was the percentage
So that
wise?
percentage was probably like 8%,
Oh,
or
that's not
yeah,
bad.
8% on it. It's not bad. Like what I was trying to figure out on the option is like usually even when I buy 30 days out, uh, if it dips that far down, because I bought it around 164 and it went down to like 162.
Hmm.
Even at 162, I was only down like $80,
Hmm.
which I don't understand. What
Right.
what's creating that, because usually I'm down a lot more than that with the $2 move.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because maybe implied volatility was in that high.
So that could be it. Implied volatility was low, but the sentiment, and I feel like the sentiment of the market, like it's taking effect on the options too, because literally back to back, Walmart was alerted. First was 69%, and then the second alert was 82% bullish.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
think it'll curl up. You just have to be patient with this one, I think, because it might take a few days for the earnings to kick in
right,
for
because
bullish.
it had a great earnings, so it could have been a situation to where insiders started selling
Yeah,
into this move and
sell the news.
use the earnings to not crash the stock too much, right? Because as we all know, if insiders like the hedge funds and whoever owns a lot of shares in the company, it starts unloading their shares without any bullish sentiment on the market, they'll just crash the whole entire stock. And so what they need to do is they need to wait for the buyers to come in, which is if it's got good earnings report, the buyers are going to come in, right? And that will prop the stock up. And so if they unload into those buyers, it won't crash the whole stock down. And even though this looks like, you know, it lost like what, $4, $5 a share, that's not much for a $1 billion company. So with $4 a share losing in a good earnings, that's billions of dollars being unloaded. Because in comparison, if you guys been following with Tesla, Elon Musk unloaded like $8.8 billion worth of shares. And look at it in comparison. Tesla stocks is down, let's see, 12 from 1234, 1250 to only down to what was that? 10, let's just call it 1060. Okay? So that's like what is that? 160, 75? Yeah, about 175 points. But that's Tesla in comparison percentage, you know, that's like less than 10% or a little over 10% actually. But you get my point, right? Um, so I think Walmart is gonna bounce back up based on the market sentiment. And then we have Tesla here. It says Twitter stock of the day. Twitter stock of the day. So that was yesterday. So let's look at Tesla, what it did today. So Tesla, yeah, we all know Tesla shot up today. Okay, so that was a good sentiment in the market. And then AMC, what was this one? This was at 8:49 p.m., which it doesn't make sense because the market's already closed, but it's saying 100% bearish. That's that's interesting because AMC went up today. Okay, SPY. What happened to SPY? SPY today was bullish as well. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so this one was off because it says SPY 71% bearish, and SPY looked like it just shot up. And based on what I'm seeing, maybe they're factoring this, what I'm seeing here. Like you see how bearish looking that is on our chart, right? Based on the 10 and 20 indicators. So now we can see a correlation. Maybe they're seeing the same indicators that we're seeing, and it's throwing them off. Piton is saying 57% bullish. There you go. Piton. I think I've been mentioning this in the last couple days to watch this curl up right here. So this is a gap fill. We have a major gap fill to this level right here. Okay, so we're down here right now. We got a long ways to go. Look at that range. Like this is a far range to fill. So keep an eye Piton because it's the sentiment is already saying bullish. And then RIVN, we all know what happened to RIVN today. It just kept fucking going. Same thing, 68% bullish. So Okay, so based on everything literally I'm seeing here, I'm gonna stop because it's already the following day. Um, the Chatterquant data feed is fairly accurate. Okay, you still have to do your own um, judgment into it, but use it as an added layer into your conviction. If it's kind of conflicting with your decision, then you might want to, you know, fact check your read, right? Maybe you can look it up, you can research, you can go to Google, Yahoo Finance or something. If it's if your read on a stock you're about to take, right, or um, trade, do a second check on it, okay? But the reason I'm bringing this attention up is because I have been watching this, and based on the feed, it's fairly accurate, okay? And another thing you can do as well is on the website, okay? Let me see here, Chatterquant. Okay, you guys see my feed. So here's a Chatterquant. If you guys didn't know what the interface looked like, if you actually subscribe to it, you can see a lot more than just that data feed that you see on our Discord. Like you can fine tune everything that you're looking for. Like look at it over here. You can see RIVN's number one on the list, Lucid, SPY, Tesla. And then you can see the colors, right? The green is positive, red is negative, and then the gray is neutral. But you can kind of gauge it based on the size of the green bar, right? Obviously, the green bar is bigger than the red, so you know that it's more positive. But if you look at this data and go, okay, bigger green, bigger green, bigger green, bigger than red, and check all these stocks and how they perform today, right? So RVIN, Lucid, SPY, Tesla. We all know this top four right here, the top four, or even top five, even, they all went up. Okay, so you can do this the night before or before you take your trade and look at the sentiment, because the social media market or following of these stocks is basically your due diligence people. Like all these thousands and thousands of people on Twitter, on Reddit, on Wall Street Bets, right? They're doing due diligence for you, and they're posting it online saying, "Hey, you know, Rivian is a buy," and then times that by 1,000 other people saying the same thing. And then this is what the software does. It pulls all that sentiment and puts it in a easy readable presentation for you. Okay, so half of your homework has already been done. All you have to do is verify it. Okay, um, because who we're competing with is we're competing with hedge funds, right? We're competing with hedge funds, banks, and insiders, right? They have all these tools under their belt. You know, the people that created this software, they all used to work for the hedge funds. They used to program for their um, algorithm trading softwares, the high frequency trading softwares. So they didn't like what the hedge funds were doing, so they created these softwares for us retail traders, because those programmers also became day traders. So now they're creating tools for us to win against them. And I want you guys to really put some weight into this and learn more about it. Okay. There's also another software that I use because I'm testing which one's the best, is the quant data. And you guys know I mentioned this one before, is the option flow. It tells you the option flows of each ticker symbol. So let's say, Lucid. Let's see what Lucid flow today is. We'll do expiration Friday, this coming Friday or less, and then 25,000. So what I'm basically doing is I'm telling the software, hey, scan the whole entire market. Any orders that goes through $25,000 or greater and it's expiring this Friday, any option purchase like that more greater than 25,000, I want to see it. Was it a call or was it a put? Okay. Look at this software. it aggregates it for you. It tells you, hey, this is a bullish market for this particular stock, and look at all the option flows. How many greens do you see? Okay, like all these orders goes through before the stock moves. Okay, so there shouldn't be any reason for us to be losing on any of the trades when we have all these softwares in our pocket available for us to use. All right, like literally, look at this. This is all Lucid today. This is all Lucid today, and the software is telling me they bought contracts expiring Friday. And look at these dollar volumes. Look at this, $456,000 option calls expiring Friday. Okay, I mean I can show you that there's millions and millions of dollars coming in, and you see their orders come through before the stock makes the move. All right. So if you're like today being stubborn trying to short Lucid, well, guess what? Everybody's going long on it. So every time it dips down, it gets bought up. And we all saw that on the chart if you were trading Lucid. It literally dips down and it gets pushed right back up very quickly. Right? Right, Dylan? Because I know one of you guys were trying to short it. So anyway, um, so that Chatterquant and Quant data, and I want to show you some more here. You can select between Reddit and Twitter, or you can do a custom search, right? You can do your own ticker symbol. So we'll do AMC or Lucid here, okay? And then so basically it gives you a sentiment for that particular stock, okay? It gives you discussion activity between last week and this month, and then throughout the day, right? Is the discussion volume increasing? Like this is the discussion. Like we have like volume in our charts, right? We're trying to pay attention. Hey, is this stock getting some buyers in? This is the same thing we're looking at, but instead of shares being traded in volume, we have people actually talking about it in volume. So as the volume discussion increases, we know that if it's positive, as you can see, it's labeled green, 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 and then the red is very minimal. There's a lot of positive talk about Lucid. So we could have been like, look at this, November 13th, like there was nothing, right? Look at this little tiny little dot, and then boom, November 14th, it just popped up. Like this shows all this discussion before the stock actually moves. So what does that tell you? I'm not saying blindly buy it, but look into the patterns, look into like the due diligence yourself to verify it. But this tells me this is all bullish. Look at this. Look how big those green bars are compared to the red. And then of course the neutral are just people waiting to decide, hey, or they didn't really, participate in the engagement. It's like pushing the like button when you see a post on Facebook. It's like, did you push like or did you just saw it? Most people just look at it and not engage. All right. Alerts. This one's cool. As you can see, you got Reddit top trending, Twitter top trending, Olympic medals. It even tracks Zach Morris's stocks. If he's mentioning something, it tracks it on there. It gives you this alert on the left-hand side. I can also turn on the sound. It gives you a little beep. And then these feed right here on the left-hand side, you also see this is the feed that you see in our Discord. Okay, you will see this, and you can customize which one you wanna hear. So I actually see more here than what you see on a Discord. And a Discord is just the basic package. But if you have the actual subscription, you can go in here and subscribe to all these different alerts. Okay, I have unusual pennies. I have short squeeze alert. Like, so if you see that, then it's alerting you that short the short interest on the stock is getting higher and higher, which is a potential short squeeze. And we like those kind of move. There's more coming. Um, he also tracks all the option flows, obviously, but there's more upcoming that they're putting in. Rocket Catcher, you have Pelosi Trade Tracker. So every time Nancy Pelosi takes a trade before the stock moves, You can follow her trade. Stop talks. So let's say Lucid is very popular right now. Well, if tomorrow's nobody's talking about Lucid, it's also going to tell you, hey, Lucid's discussion dropped 50%, right? It's just another layer of confirmation. It's like if you're going to trade Lucid tomorrow and the the software is telling you nobody's talking about Lucid, then likely it's going to be a low volume. Okay? Smart money. They can notify you of block orders like hedge funds and dark pools and all that stuff, but it's more fine-tuned in compared to quant data. Sweep alerts, news runners. So if there's a news that comes out and it increases the volume of a particular stock, it will alert you as well. Okay. We have our option flow. We have tsunami alerts. It's just different name, but basically anything over $500,000 order, it'll alert you. 100 to 500, and then 100K, which is Ripple. The earnings report is freaking awesome. It's well presented, as you can see right here, and you can browse through. And the cool thing about it too is it gives you a red and green highlight. So basically, instead of you trying to figure out which ones made earnings and which ones didn't, you can just literally just glance at it. All the reds missed their earnings, all the greens made their earnings or projected to beat their earnings. Okay, so what is it today? Wednesday, Tuesday. So we had, as you can see, all these different stocks. You know, so tomorrow, Wednesday, before the open and after it close, you can kind of see all the earnings here. You don't have to try to wonder, hey, what company has earnings today? You can just go here and go shopping, go stock shopping. Fundamentals. This is good. This is good. So let's go back to Lucid because it's the most popular. So in the next minute, everybody. So this is live too, guys. This is live. Like this software literally scans all the social media platforms and follows all the like high follower gurus out there, and it tells you the sentiments on what they're talking about. So right now, minute by minute, there's a buy rating on Lucid. The next 5 minute, 15, still buy, 30. Okay, 1 hour, 2, 4, 1 day, next day. So tomorrow is a strong buy, you guys, on Lucid. In a week, still a strong buy. In 1 month, it's still a strong buy. So if you're swinging in a trade, you have the sentiment of the market in your favor. Okay, everybody's loving Lucid, and I think the stock analyst is increasing their price targets as well. And to put it into perspective, if you look at Rivian, that has don't have any production vehicles or hasn't delivered any vehicles to the public, and its price is so ridiculously high, $179 today. And that's why I also posted on the main chat that this is going to be a great short opportunity on Rivian because this thing is, we know it's way, way overvalued and hyped up. This is going to come down just as fast or faster. So don't miss that opportunity. Like you might be scared, you know, feeling the FOMO of Rivian, like, oh my God, I missed that trade. Wait for the backside.
By the way, TJ, I saw a Rivian truck yesterday
Did
on
you?
the road. Yeah, on
Nice.
I 5 by Lakewood.
You're gonna have to
Check out.
should have took a picture because they're not in production yet.
That's what I thought. So I thought it was. That's why I mentioned it to you because I was like blown away that I saw one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not in production. This must have been a special guy.
That's what I was thinking.
Or we need to know where he lives so we can get some insider information. Because that person knows something.
He lives next to you somewhere, probably.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna find him. Okay. So, fundamentals. And of course, we have the charts here, which we don't really use. Oh no, what happened? Go back. So charts after hours. Oh, this is good. So the after hours, as you know, there's other markets that are still open that will also affect our market when it opens. So if you're wondering, hey, what's our market gonna look like tomorrow? Like this after hours market, like the futures, right? This will give you an idea what our stock market is gonna do the following day. Like I know it closes, the whole stocks that stops moving. The after hours on the futures still trading. As you can see, it's still moving. And this is what's going to indicate and or dictate our tomorrow's market. Okay. So there's a lot of information here that I want to share with everybody. And hopefully you can, if you really want to master this game, be like the 1% um, of the top traders. Like you have to know a little bit of everything, not just support and resistance, 10 and 20 SMAs. Like, yeah, those are good for the starter. But if you want to be a big time investors, you gotta graduate to more sophisticated information that gives you a an edge to kind of predict that future by a couple seconds. Okay, and that's all you need. And then of course they have Discord. Oh, here's another beauty part. So if you're subscribed, like I mentioned before, it comes with a course that's free included into your subscription. You have the basic course here, okay? Basic stock course. You have basic day trading, advanced day trading, swing trading course, basic options course, advanced options, and then candlestick patterns. You guys wonder how I like can feel the candles or the trade, even if it has like a pattern of a bullish pattern. You're like, oh, TJ, this is a long setup because of the baskets forming. It's above the 10 and the 20 and blah 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 blah. All the signals is telling you um, it's gonna go up. Well, if you don't know how to read candlestick patterns or behavior, you're gonna get left behind because I've called out trades before to where all those signals line up on the long side, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna rip, this is gonna rip, and then immediately I change my mind. I go, never mind, I'm gonna get out because of this behavior. And for you guys to know that, it's I can't explain it to you. It's all behavioral movement based on the candle patterns. Okay, if you learn candlestick patterns, it's gonna save your ass from getting skip up if you're long, getting dumped on if you're or getting short, vice versa, whatever. But you don't want to get dumped on if you're going long. Okay, and the candlestick pattern is gonna help you with that. Any questions so far? Come on, guys, unmute yourself. A little quiet.
We have the, I mean, we can call TD Ameritrade and have them set a hard stop at whatever percentage, right? So whenever we do our Friday or whatever day analysis with Chatterquant that determines our direction, we could take 5 or 6 of them, but then the losers are only going to lose whatever percentage you are comfortable with,
Hmm.
and then the runners run.
Yeah, I believe too. You
So
can you can
so you're not
set.
going to get a negative 99% loss if you do that.
Yeah, the downside of that, even if you put, let's say, a 30% stop loss. Well, if it's a gap down tomorrow and when the market opens for the options to be available to execute, if you're down 75%, it's gonna execute at you're down 75%, you know, especially on a gap down. But let's say on actual market trading hours, and you have a 30% stop loss set already, and the market slowly move against you, and it triggers that 30%, yeah, it will trigger and you won't take any more losses. You might have a slippage, 1, 2, maybe 5% on especially in options. You can set all that up. You can I don't know how to do it with calling the brokers, but I know you can do it based on your trade itself. It's like a trailing stop or a set stop loss.
Yeah, and also when I set my hard stop, if I know that there's a trade that I'm gonna want to put the hard stop on. As soon as I entered, I just put my hard stop on. So I think like it could help if you call the broker to do that, but then like if later on you want to turn it off, you got to call them back again. So if you can manage it, like you could just set your hard stop as soon as you enter the trade. Like I don't do that on every single trade, but there's trades where I'm not usually paying attention to it and I just want to get in based on the chart and I want to respect the stop. I just set the hard stop as soon as I enter into the trade.
Hmm.
So if it hits it, if I'm not paying attention, it just hits it and I just see it later on.
Yeah. And then for those of you that are like trading while working, just make sure you have um, you know, you have your apps available, obviously. And then another thing you can do is to do this. So, like let's say you're trading Rivian, right? A 30% stop loss, what does that look like in a drop? So let's just say, hey, if I'm gonna set, let's see here, let's say, so you took the trade, let's just say you took the trade right here, right? 165, 166. And you're like, okay, if it drops down to key level, which is right about here, so 157. So you can set an alert. You can right click that or you can do it on your phone and set an alert and just say note, hey, stop loss. Set that. You go at or below, okay? And then you just create. And then you have your alert. So your phone, if it's in your pocket, it'll just ring you. Make sure you set it up too. Let me see. How did I do that? I think you got to go through your profile, and then set the where was it at? Application. Let me see. Notification. There we go. So right here, this is notification, right? You can send it to your email, but I want it to text me. So my phone number has already been confirmed, and then as you can see, my number is right there. So you can do the same thing on your on your platform. Make sure because you have to do it on your platform first. You can't do it on your mobile. So do it on your actual desktop, set up and verify your phone numbers, and then it'll notify me when I log in, when alerts is triggered, or chat messages. I can do when orders are filled. I can check that, yeah, and then I can say, look, send SMS during U.S. market hours. So check that. Send sound on trigger, yes. SMS after hours. That's options, no. Market. There you go. Then I go apply settings. That's it. And then so ideally, if Rivian drops down to 157.40, this is gonna alert me. It's gonna send me a text message and say, hey, check your trade. All right. So you could do it that way. Or I don't know how to do the trailing stop or the stop loss because I've never used it because I'm always in front of my screen. I'm not on the go setting up for getting my trades. Eventually I will do that because my plan is to trade on my phone and on the go. As of right now, I'm coaching everybody and I'm also trading in front of the screen to have as much screen time as much as possible so I can learn and feel the behavior of the stocks. And I highly recommend it to everybody to do the same thing because you got to feel the stock market first before you can walk away from it. So you know what you're up to. All right, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Cool, cool, man. Cool, cool. All right, well, that's all I got for tonight, you guys. I just wanted to get that off my chest, and hopefully you guys take Chatterquant data feed seriously and put it to work. And we want to make some money because I follow them on Twitter, and I see a lot of people posting and saying, "Thank you, Chatterquant, for the alerts. I made 100 fucking plus percent. It paid for my subscription for years." And guess what? Based on what I've won so far, based on their data feed, I've paid for the subscription for many years. So put it to work, guys. Put it to work. Oh, if you're wondering um, about the discount, Let's see, where did I put that at? I think that was under announcements. Oh, yes. So you go under announcement under the welcome tab, and you can get the code right there, which is basically I think it was like 30% off. So instead of paying $50 a month, you're only gonna pay $35 a month. And every time they're adding new features, they're increasing their price. So you probably want to get grandfathered in before it gets up to like 50 or $100, because some of these other software that I know of are a lot higher. Like Quant Data. Let me see. This guy. This guy is $75 a month, and it has less features. Okay. And so as Chatterquant gets upgraded to more and more features, they're gonna get more and more expensive. So I highly recommend you guys get locked in at a cheaper price now. Um, as long as you put it to work, of course, you know. If you put it to work, you get your money worth it. If you don't, then that is on you. Cool. All right. I guess you guys get it.
Cool, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not a problem. Any question, guys, before we break and get ready for tomorrow? Well, right on.
Thanks, DJ.
You're welcome, guys. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
For your time, TJ. Yep. See you guys in the morning.
All right. See ya.